Okay guys, this is Gaming Typer and today I'll be showing you the review of Android 5.0 Lollipop.
Looks like, and it's only been getting it half right.
Wow.
But I've been using the new Nexus devices for over a week now, and you know
Yes.
what? Here's the definitive answer.
Please review
Yes.
it for me, man.
This is
I
Android
want to see
Lollipop.
the review.
By far, the most important change in Android 5.0 is something called material design. It's the philosophy behind
Yes,
the
I
white
know
cards,
that.
prevalent animations, and bold colors you'll run into everywhere on
Wow.
Lollipop. The idea is that your phone has a magical, paper-like material that makes up
It's
all of your
hanging,
digital
man.
stuff.
A little
It
bit.
moves, it can be stacked on top of things,
It's
and it
just
obeys its
getting
own
stuck.
peculiar laws of physics.
That
It takes
is
a little
now
getting
getting
used to,
better.
but Google has
Wow.
helped by suffusing
What
the
a
entire
multi-page
experience with
world.
animations that show what's going on.
Looking
Buttons
beautiful,
expand
man.
into sheets, panels slide away like pieces of paper on your desk, and apps fly up from the bottom of the
How did
screen,
you did that?
which is where a stack of them happen to live for multitasking. All that movement is pretty, and it's
Whoa,
great for
man,
teaching you what's going
different
on,
of apps
but after a
open.
while, you kind of
Close
want to tell
that,
Android
man.
that, hey, I get it. Let's move it along a little bit faster. It's also impossible to talk about this big visual overhaul without talking a little bit about the iPhone and its huge visual overhaul, which came last year with iOS 7. Both
is
OSs have embraced layers, and you could say that both are kind of flat,
Android
but Johnny
5.0.
Ive's mission at
Android
Apple was to get
5.0
rid
is
of
the
real-world
best one
skeuomorphism,
I have
and in
ever
doing
seen.
so, he created a crystal palace of cold, colorless, translucent panes floating about.
This
But if
is
Apple's
what
built
I
a
like.
crystal palace, Matthias Duarte at Google has
Click
created the
on
Mushroom
everything.
Kingdom. Everything
Click,
is
man.
bright and feels
Google,
alive,
Google.
so much so that it feels like it's just
Google,
about to
Google,
topple over into cartoony
Google.
garishness at any moment. But it never does, because you can tell there are rules here that keep this flubber from bouncing around too much. That's not to say there aren't rough edges, because there definitely are rough edges. It sometimes feels random what colors are popping up from app to app,
Right.
and text selection can still be inconsistent. The font weights and overall balance of text could use some tweaking. I'm looking at you, keyboard and settings. And who knows when all the third-party apps you use will feel native again. It's going to take some time. All those visual changes would be enough, but there's also a ton of functional changes here. There's too many to go over in one sitting, and that's not even touching the back-end stuff like the Android runtime that makes apps go a little bit faster. But let's dive into some of the big stuff. Notifications are way better on Lollipop. First of all, they appear properly on the lock screen, and you can interact with them right there without even unlocking your phone. You can set some apps to be private too, so they don't show their content on the lock screen. There's also a new thing called priority mode, which is essentially like a do not disturb setting, but the neat thing is you can set a timeout on it. Google always messes with quick settings, and they did it again here too. It's fine, but you can't customize it, and that's still pretty aggravating. But Android has improved security features in a big way. It's encrypted by default if you set a password, and now you can add multiple users to your phones. There's even a guest mode so you can safely hand the phone off to your friend. Battery life seems to be better overall too, thanks to a bunch of improvements Google calls Project Volta. It does a better job of showing you how much time is left and how long it will take to charge, and there's also a new battery saver option. Overview might be my favorite new feature. It replaces the old multitasker and it's just plain fun to swipe through your apps. But the new addition is that some apps, like Chrome or Gmail, can put more than one card right in the stack of apps, which makes it super easy to multitask. Google is calling Lollipop Android 5.0, but I've basically given up on believing those version numbers mean very much. For the past several years, we've had 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, but each of those were really big updates,
Yes.
and we're way beyond 5 important versions for the OS.
It's the
But
best.
whatever, 5.0 is a huge
voice I
update.
have
It's so
ever
fluid
seen.
and so colorful that you need a little while to adjust. It's like waiting for your pupils to contract when you walk outside into the bright sunlight. But once you're used to it,
Bye-bye.
everything else starts to look a little
Thanks for
dim.
watching.